Chosen one, stop scrolling right now and go quiet with me for a moment, because this did not reach you by accident. Heaven routed it to you at the exact hour you needed it, maybe only a little before you were about to say something you could not take back. God has one clear instruction for you tonight, and it is short enough to hold in one hand. Hold your tongue. This is not the time to talk. Before you resist it, hear the tone. This is not God silencing you because your voice does not matter. It is God protecting something in your life that is still too new, too tender, too unfinished to survive being spoken of yet. There is a conversation waiting for you that feels urgent and feels justified, and it is a trap. There is an argument you keep rehearsing, a defense you are aching to make, and heaven is saying, lay it down, close your mouth, because your breakthrough has been leaking out through the very words you thought were harmless, and tonight God is teaching you to seal it. I want you to notice how you arrived here. You were moving past 100 other things, and you stopped on this one. Something in you slowed and leaned in. That leaning is not accident. That is your spirit recognizing an instruction it has already been faintly sensing for days. You have felt the check, that small hesitation before you spoke, that quiet unease after you shared the thing you now wish you had kept. You have been feeling God pull the reins, and you have not understood it. Tonight I am going to explain it, and by the time we are done, you will guard your words like the treasure they actually are. If even that first part found something real in you, then before we go deeper, do one thing. In the comments, simply write, I will hold my tongue, not for me, for you. Because the moment you put language to the instruction, it stops being a vague feeling you can talk yourself out of, and it becomes a commitment you have witnessed with your own hand. Write it, I will hold my tongue, and let us continue. Let me tell you what this instruction actually is, because if you misunderstand it, you will resent it, and you will break it. When God tells a chosen one to be silent, the flesh hears punishment. It hears, your voice does not count. Sit down, be quiet. And so people rebel against the very instruction that was meant to save them. But divine silence is never suppression. Divine silence is incubation. There is a difference, and the difference is the whole message tonight. Think about how anything of real value comes into the world. A seed does its most important work, underground, in the dark, in total silence, where no one can see it. A child is formed in a hidden place for months before it ever draws a breath in the open. The most powerful things in your life were not built in front of an audience. They were built in secret, sealed away from the noise, protected until they were strong enough to survive being seen. That is what God is doing with you right now. He has not gone silent on you. He has sealed you, because what He is forming in you is not yet ready to be handled by other people. So I need you to release the offense that rose when you heard the word silence. God is not shutting you up. He is shutting a door so that what is growing inside the room does not get disturbed before its time. The silence is not a punishment for your past words. It is protection for your future ones. There is coming a day when you will speak, and what you say will carry weight precisely because of the season you are about to keep. But that day is not today. Today, the instruction is clear. Hold your tongue. There is a name for the season you have entered, and once you have it, everything about this will make sense. I want you to call it the sealed season. It is the stretch of time when God deliberately hides you, quiets you, and closes your mouth. Not because He has forgotten you, but because He is doing His most important work in the one place the enemy cannot follow, the hidden place, the sealed place. And the reason it has felt so hard is that no one ever taught you that being sealed is not the same as being abandoned. Tonight you learn the difference, and the learning will set you free. Now, let me answer the question rising in you. How exactly have your words been leaking your breakthrough? Because you do not think of yourself as reckless with your mouth. You are not gossiping on street corners. And yet God says the leak is real. So let me show you the 3 ways it happens, quietly, in the lives of good and sincere people, so quietly that you have never once suspected them. The first leak is premature announcement. The moment something good begins to stir, a new idea, a fragile hope, a door that has cracked open just an inch, the excitement in you wants to tell someone. So you do. You share the dream while it is still a seed. And here is what no one warned you about. Speaking a thing before its time does not strengthen it. It discharges it. The energy that was building in the hidden place gets released the moment it becomes conversation. And worse, it now has to survive the doubt of others, the opinions of others, the quiet envy of others, before it was ever strong enough to stand. You have watched dreams die this way and blamed circumstances. Often, it was not circumstances. It was that you let the light in on the film before the picture had developed. The second leak is self-defense. This one has cost you more than you know. Someone misunderstood you. Someone spread a version of the story that was not true. Someone accused you of a thing you did not do. And everything in you rises to correct it, to explain, to make them see. So you pour hours of your life and your energy into the case for yourself, into conversations and messages and rehearsed speeches. And the strange thing is, the more you defend yourself, the weaker your position feels, because self-defense broadcasts that you are threatened. God is telling you tonight that there are battles you are not supposed to fight with your mouth, because He intends to fight them with His silence, and His silence is more powerful than your finest argument. The third leak is negative confession. In moments of stress, you speak the fear out loud. It is never going to happen for me. I always end up here. Nothing ever works out. It feels like honesty. It feels like just venting. But your words are not neutral. They are seeds, and the ground of your life does not know the difference between a seed you planted on purpose and a seed you spat out in frustration. It grows whatever you plant, and you have been planting your fears in the very soil you were begging God to fill with promises, and then wondering why the harvest kept coming up thorns. Sit with those 3 for a moment. Premature announcement, self-defense, negative confession. If even one of them just described a pattern in your life with uncomfortable accuracy, do not condemn yourself. You did not know. No one teaches this. But now you do know, and knowing changes everything, because a leak you can see is a leak you conceal. And here is the deeper truth underneath all 3. Your words carry more weight than you have ever believed. You have been taught that talk is cheap, that words are just air. That is the great lie that keeps chosen ones spiritually broke. In the beginning, the world itself was spoken into being. You were made in the image of the one who creates by speaking, which means your tongue is not a small thing. It is one of the most powerful instruments you carry, and an instrument that powerful, handed to someone who does not know its power, becomes dangerous. That is why the instruction came, not to diminish you, to protect you from a force in your own mouth that you never learned to respect. If that just reframed something you have believed your whole life, mark it here, because your spirit remembers what your hand confirms. In the comments, write the words, "My words have power." Say it as a recognition, not a slogan. Because the moment you truly believe your words matter, you will never again spend them as carelessly as you have. Write it, "My words have power," and stay close, because now I have to show you who is listening when you speak. Let me tell you who is listening when you speak, because this is the part that will make you careful for the rest of your life. You imagine that when you talk, only the person in front of you hears. That is not the whole truth. There is a spiritual dimension to your words, and there are forces that have no access to your future until you hand it to them with your own mouth. The enemy of your destiny cannot read your mind. He is not all-knowing, but he is always listening. And the fastest way he learns where God is about to bless you is when you announce it before it is sealed. Think of it plainly. When you broadcast the tender new thing God is doing, you are not only informing your friends, you are informing everything in the unseen realm that would love to interfere. You are drawing a map to the exact place your breakthrough is being formed and handing it to the very thing that wants to abort it. This is why God so often moves in secret. This is why he told certain ones in the old stories to tell no one, not because the blessing was shameful, but because premature exposure invites resistance that a young blessing is not yet strong enough to withstand. So the silence God is asking of you is a form of spiritual protection. It is him teaching you to stop leaving the door of your future propped open for anything to walk through. A sealed mouth is a locked door, and in this season, the lock is not a limitation. It is a mercy. You have been leaving your house open and wondering why things kept getting stolen. God is simply teaching you, at last, to turn the key. Now I have to give you something crucial, because there is a counterfeit of this silence, and you must be able to tell them apart, or you will get this dangerously wrong. There is a holy silence that God commands, and there is a fearful silence that comes from the enemy, and they can feel similar from the inside. So let me teach you to discern between them, because one will heal you, and the other will imprison you. The silence God commands is spacious. It is peaceful. It comes with a strange rest, a sense that you are being held while you wait, that you have nothing to prove and nowhere to rush. It is the silence of a person who knows their case is in good hands. When God seals your mouth, you feel protected, not trapped. You are choosing not to speak. From a place of strength, the silence the enemy imposes is entirely different in texture. It is tight, it is heavy, it is the silence of shame, of I cannot tell anyone what is really happening to me, of I have to hide, because if they knew the truth, they would reject me. That silence isolates you. It cuts you off from help, from community, from the people who love you. It whispers that you are alone and must carry everything by yourself. That is not the sealed season. That is a prison, and God never asked you to live in it. So hear this clearly. The silence God is asking for is you withholding your unripe blessings and your unnecessary defenses. It is not you hiding your pain from everyone who could help you carry it. Guard your breakthrough in silence, but never suffer alone in it. Those are two different things, and confusing them will cost you. Do you feel how precise this is becoming? A moment ago, silence felt like one heavy thing pressing on you. Now you can see there are two kinds, and you can tell which is which by the feel of it. Peace and space, that is him. Shame and isolation, that is not. Keep that discernment close, because you are going to need it, and it is one of the most valuable things you will carry out of this message. Let me take you to some who walked this exact instruction before you, because you are not the first chosen one asked to hold a holy silence, and their stories are your inheritance. Consider the young woman named Mary, who was carrying the most important promise the world had ever known. When astonishing things were spoken over her and around her, the record says something remarkable about her response. She did not broadcast it. She did not run to explain herself to a village that would not have believed her anyway. It says, she treasured all these things and pondered them in her heart. She held the promise in the sealed place. She let it grow in silence, and what she carried in that silence changed everything. Consider David, anointed to be king as a boy, and then made to wait for years while a jealous man hunted him. He had chances to seize the throne by force, to make his case, to end the injustice with his own hand. And again he chose silence and restraint. He would not lift his hand or, in the deepest sense, his mouth against the outcome, because he trusted that the God who promised the throne would deliver it in the proper time. He let himself be misunderstood. He let himself look weak. And in the sealed silence of those years, God was not wasting his time. God was forming a king who could be trusted with power precisely because he had learned to wait for it without grasping. And consider the moment when the one who could have summoned legions stood before his accusers, falsely charged, publicly humiliated, with every right to defend himself. And the record says he remained silent. He answered nothing. To the natural eye, it looked like defeat. It was the opposite. It was the most powerful silence in all of history, a silence that trusted the Father to vindicate what no argument ever could. He understood something you are learning tonight, that there is a vindication that only comes to those who refuse to defend themselves and hand the case to God. This is the reframe your whole soul needs. You have believed that if you go silent, you lose. That if you do not correct the record, the lie wins. That if you do not explain yourself, you will be misunderstood forever. But hear the truth. When you defend yourself, you get your defense. When you stay silent and trust God, you get His. And His is infinitely better than yours. He can change hearts you could never reach. He can reveal the truth in ways no argument of yours ever could. He can vindicate you so thoroughly that the very people who doubted you end up witnessing your rise. But He will not do it while your hands are still on the case. You have to take your hands off. You have to close your mouth. You have to let go, and let Him be the one who speaks for you. Take a breath with me here, because your body has been carrying the tension of every conversation you have been rehearsing. Wherever you are, let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw, the very jaw that has been clenched around all the words you have been holding back or preparing to fire. Feel, just for a moment, how much lighter it is to not have to win, to not have to explain, to not have to make anyone understand. There is a deep rest available to you on the other side of the words you are choosing not to say. Breathe it in. This is what the sealed season feels like when you stop fighting it. Now let me show you the person on the other side of this discipline, because you need to see them before you can become them. Picture a version of yourself 6 months from now who kept the silence. Watch how they move through the world. There is a weight to them now, a settledness, a quiet authority that people can feel but cannot quite name. They do not rush to fill silences. They do not over-explain. When they are misunderstood, it does not rattle them, because they have learned that their vindication is not their job. They hold their plans close, and one by one those plans come to pass, and people marvel because they never saw them coming. The breakthrough that kept leaking away now arrived, fully formed, because it was allowed to grow in the dark until it was ready. That person is not someone else. That is you, sealed and strengthened, one disciplined season away. But I have to be honest with you now, because I can already feel the resistance rising. Something in you is saying, I understand all of this, but I do not think I can actually do it. You know you should stay silent, and yet, when the moment comes, the words come out anyway. The defense fires before you can stop it. The announcement slips out before you have decided to make it. And here is the hard truth. That is not a failure of your understanding. It is that the impulse to speak, to defend, to react, does not live in the part of you that decides. It lives underneath it, in the reflex that fires before thought. And that is exactly why willpower alone has never been enough to hold your tongue. There is a missing piece, something that reaches the level where the reaction actually lives, and without it, everything you feel tonight will dissolve the next time you are provoked. Stay with me, because that missing piece is what I am about to place in your hands. Before I hand you that piece, I promised I would not leave you with only an instruction, because a command with no practice is a command you will break by tomorrow. So let me give you the practical wisdom for actually keeping this silence, the tools that turn a good intention into a new way of living. The first tool is the pause. Almost every word you later regret is a word you spoke too fast. So, build a gap between the trigger and the tongue. When you feel the pressure to respond, to defend, to announce, to correct, do not answer in that instant. Breathe once. Let a beat pass. In that small gap, you regain the power to choose, because the reflex loses its grip the moment you refuse to feed it immediately. The people who seem wise are rarely the ones with the fastest answers. They are the ones who learn to let a silence sit without rushing to fill it. The second tool is what I will call the sacred delay. When you feel the urge to share the new thing, to tell someone about the door that just opened, make yourself a rule. Not yet. Give it time. If it is real, it will still be real in a week, and it will be stronger for having been kept. Let the seed stay underground long enough to actually root. You are not hiding it forever. You are simply refusing to dig it up every few days to see if it is growing, which is the very thing that kills it. The third tool is redirection. Here is the truth about all those words you are holding back. They do not simply disappear. They need somewhere to go. So do not send them out into conversations where they leak your power.